Hi guys, good morning to you, or to you whenever you decide to read this. Today I decided to cover the subject of error 16. First and foremost, this tutorial is basically going to cover the 𝐓𝐸 machines, but from what I've observed, all large format machines are kind of like the same. So it's not like you have a different. Most of them are like OEMs. So there's one manufacturer in China that makes these things, and then someone like me and you just go to China and then we make our own, and then we slap our names on it. So that's why you see Mimage, you see 𝐓𝐸, you see Smart Jets. Most of them carry the same screen, most of them use the same boards, because component manufacturers make the components, and then some traders just go and then they make it. By the way, 𝐓𝐸 is a trading company, so I don't want to bore you with all that detail, because it's not as if you want to buy a machine. You're here to know what happened to your machine and why is it giving you error 16. And here is why your machine gives you error 16. Now, error 16 is a printer communication failure. That is simple. But as simple as it is, it has more like 3, 4, 5 pathways, and eventually what we're trying to say is that your machine is not sensing printer head, so it can't fire the nozzles of the printer head. That's exactly what it is. Now, for starts, it's difficult to say it's the printer head. Most people would just say error 16, so what I could also have just told you is printer head. Most of the times it's printer head, but there are a ton of reasons why you can have error 16, and I'll explain it very quickly. Now, error 16, like I've said, is a printer head issue. Simple. But is it the printer head that is bad? Is it the board that's bad? Those are the things we need to figure out, because unless you troubleshoot properly, you may not know precisely why your machine cannot sense printer head. So here's how to go about it. Once you realize that error 16 is that it cannot sense printer head, then you ask yourself the question, how many things are connected to the printer head? A couple of things. One, the printer head is connected to printer head. Two, the cables, that is those flex cables that move from the printer head to your board, can cause error 16. The chip that connects to the board can cause error 16, and then the motherboard, which is like the carriage board that moves around with the machine, can also cause printer head issues. So you see, we have said 3 things basically can cause 4 things can cause error 16. 1, the board. 2, the cable. 3, the chip. 4, and the printer head itself. Now, in trying to troubleshoot, okay, I know that's why you're here, how do you quickly know that it's the printer head that has the issue? 1, if you take out the printer head from the chip and then you isolate the printer head that is from the cable, and then you turn on your machine and then you still get error 16, then it's not the printer head, right? So if your machine still does error 16 without the printer head connected on the carriage board, then it is not just the printer head that you have an issue with. It is the board in that case. It means the board itself even has a communication problem. It cannot sense your printer head. So it's just that simple. Now, is it possible that both your printer head and your board can be spoiled at the same time? Yes. How do you know? Take the printer head, take it to another machine. If the printer head works in another machine, the printer head was not faulty. If you take the board out and take it to another machine, if the board works fine, then it is not the board, right? So most of the times, how do you get around all these kind of issues? It's always handy when you have 2 machines. In Nigeria, most people I know have 2 machines. Like I have like 3. Like, no, I used to have 3. So now I have like 2 machines at this moment. So it's easy because you can just flip it, and I use both same machines. By the way, I'm like an agent for 𝐓𝐸 in Nigeria, so I only use 𝐓𝐸 machines. Most of my friends have been cursing me with that, but I'm stuck. So that's it. If you have a 16 problem, it's a printer head issue. That is, your printer cannot sense the printer head. How do you know which of the problem? Well, if you have another machine, fine. If not, just isolate the printer head from the board. If it gives you that same error, without the printer head editing board. So I think it's just pretty simple. I thought this might help you. If you still need further assistance, you can just call me on 081-2933-7940. That's my WhatsApp number as well, so I could always give you online help. All right, take care, peace.